Can you hear me now? Wow. Thank you for that. I've been talking for about 15 minutes with no audio. Uh, let's start from the top. Uh, thank you for helping me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so let's start from the top. My day has been a horror show. And that now my mic is weird. Has been a horror show. And so okay, what's today? Thursday? So Tuesday I had a horrible day and I said, "Oh, only way it could have been worse is if I had a car accident." Wednesday, I had a car accident. I was like, great, my week is getting better. So then I called up the insurance people who had me on hold for like an hour, and then I had to hang up to talk to you people. And I was like, I can't believe it. I'm so stressed out. So I got up this morning, called at like 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. Waited on hold for like 8 minutes, handled the whole thing. It's going to cost me a lot more than I want to when I was talking to my insurance carrier. And then he says, it's my fault, which set me off. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. It was not my fault. I was positioned in a stationary place when they backed in and tucked themselves. I mean, yeah, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Why did you block my parking spot? Why are you there? Hidden in my corner, in my SUV corner. Right. So then of course we had a conversation and that lasts about an hour. So then I finally come home. I'm sort of stressed from that. Uh, Honestly, a couple of things hit me out of the blue that I did not expect. Um, and then I was just kind of like, oh my God. And then I come home and then my internet's up. So I've been trying to stream since about 6:35 because I wanted to get on early. That's when it was just out. And then it came back at 6:45. And then I had the mic off. Woo. All right, so let's get to it. Several things. Let's talk about why we're not going to go back over the three police incidents I talked about. The guy who was shot 59 times, 7 years ago, and they covered it up, and they just charged those two guys, right? Cops killed an 8-year-old girl outside of a party. He wasn't arrested or anything. So I was just kind of like, oh boy, I'm not going to do the cop murders today because there's a lot of them, and it's just ridiculous. Uh, And then we were talking about Biden and his how he just mangled this whole thing, and I gave a very not example, metaphor of what he did. Right, he gutted this bill that we all voted for him to put in. Right, so it's like him saying, "Hey, vote me in. Uh, I'll get you what you want for that picnic." We're like, "Yeah, okay. You know what we want, right? We want corn on the cob. We want Kool-Aid for some kids. We want light sodas for other kids. We want a little whiskey for the adults. You know what I'm saying? A little some adult beverages over here. We want a little section over here where we can hang and drink and talk sports with the guys. And I think the ladies want a little section over there, maybe, and in with a tent, maybe some chairs. Men don't need that. All right, great, great, great. We want the kids to be over there, be able to run in that field, that patch, play some football, play some baseball, do some kid things. But we want to gather all here and throw logs on the fire and cook hot dogs and blah 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 blah. That's the kind of picnic we the society want. No problem. So we elect them presidents to do that. Then he comes back and he goes, "All right, let's listen. Ooh, I got that picnic bill that you got wanted passed. Some stuff we couldn't come to, but you know what? Everybody gets a stick of gum and a Triscuit. Happy picnicking." And you're like, "What the fuck is this?" As he tells you, come out next week and vote for us for the bake sale. No, I saw what you did. You got the incompetent. I'm not even talking about all the bullshit. Oh, man, this is a full layered like metaphor, right? I'm not talking about like the how you been messing up the pizza parties for 50 years, Joe Biden, right? And that's it. So my point, that metaphor means you asked him to get all this stuff in this bill. He told you, first of all, he told you free college. He told you that free community college. No one asked for that, but we were like, yeah, we kind of all need that. His wife before this was like, you sometimes you just have to do it. You have to hold your nose. You have to like that's not a policy. That's not, and this is what I'm saying. They want to pimp you for your emotional content. They really need you to hate Donald Trump. They want all black people to associate him with racism, right? But not all the other shit that's racist. Cut it off at that point. As they deliver nothing. Yeah, I'm having a week. I'm about to burn everybody's house down with my logic. So yeah, and now he's in Europe, falling asleep and drooling on somebody. But so let's talk about one woman's battle to rewrite Nazi history on Wikipedia. Rewrite Nazi history? Okay. Um, I'm sure they got some stuff wrong, but how much stuff could they have gotten wrong? Wikipedia has been around for a minute. So if it was wrong, I'm pretty sure, and the Nazis are a fucking topic that just won't seem to go away. And I'm pretty sure somebody was like, it says here in 1829, Harry Hitler started the Nazi party. Well, that's not right. Choo, right? So somebody would have found all the so something tells me, I'm not even going to read the article, but something tells me the problem is her. But hey, don't get it wrong. The Sisters of Southern Heritage, whatever the hell they're called, the Sisters of the Confederacy, stood up racial hatred and made statues all over the place because they had the voice of power. Your mother's voice is the voice of power. Rush shooting investigation focused on assistant director, armorer, and Baldwin. Sheriff says nobody's been cleared. Here's the thing. The assistant director, like I said, should not be holding guns, right? He shouldn't be giving Alec Baldwin a gun. Why are you giving him a gun? The armorer should have cleared all these guns to begin with. Period. There should be no rounds on. Apparently, there were 500. I was like, maybe they'll find a case of bullets. How many bullets are in a standard? We're gonna look this up. Let's hope my intranet stays stable. Excuse my lisping. Let's hope my internet stays internety. Come on. Oh, there you go. All right, so let's look. Well, okay, maybe we should flip this backward. Let's look this up. How many bullets? How many bullets in a box? I mean, 50 rounds per box. Boxes per case, 20. What is that? 1,000 rounds? That's 500 rounds. All right. So what? Okay, I'm sorry. Good Lord, I am a bad reader. But these weren't 9mm. 5.6229s. These were. Oh, good Lord. All right, here you go. 7.65 12. These are shotguns, right? 302 5.56 9mm, a 22 LR. What is a Colt revolver bullet? It's fucking long. But they found 500, which means apparently they had a case. 50. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right. Because 5 times one would be at the good Lord. I'm sorry. Thanks for doing the math. I was looking at that like, okay, 5 times 10 and 2. I should know this. They found 5. So they had apparently, they didn't just have a box of ammunition that, you get when you have a gun, you see in a movie, they spill it out on the table and they load it in a 6-shooter. They didn't just have that little case that I thought maybe they've been mucking around with and shoot. They had a case, a whole like dozens of yeah. Yeah, it was a 6-shooter. So how many rounds? Wow. And her not clearing that thing puts her in the mix. Him handing it to Biden to Baldwin puts him in the mix. And Baldwin being the owner of the company and not checking and the one being the one who pulled the trigger. Look, the law, it depends on the judge you get. Or not even. It depends on the DA you get. Some DAs go, man, this is a tragedy all around. Like I've seen cases where parents did dumb shit and killed their kid, and the people say it's a tragedy all around. Then I've seen other cases where the same thing happens and people get arrested. I'm trying to remember one of the cases. Like for instance, the there was about 15 years ago when Matt Lauer. This was a long time, or maybe 20 years ago. Matt Lauer was on. We can look this up. Was on the Today Show. they had an interview with this woman and this guy and their son who was like 7 or 8, maybe he was 9 or 10, I don't know. And he was gonna jump, he was gonna be the youngest skydiver. So they flew him up there and he jumped out the plane and he never pulled the ripcord. You just see this book, and they didn't charge the parents. And I was like, how is that not negligent? Right? There was another one with a young girl with a pilot, and she was going to fly across country, and she died in a plane crash. But I don't think she was alone in the plane. They had to have like an adult, but she was at the wheels of the plane. So no one. But yeah, it's bizarre. So I can totally see why all three of those people are in it. I would wager, and this like I say all the time, that Eminem line is great. The whole neighborhood knows you and they'll expose you, right? You work with these people. They're not your family. They're not your friends. They're your coworkers. And they'll be like, they used to fire everyone, right behind the trailer. Yeah, all the time. Go for his band. It's great. And then we go to a scene. So people were actually firing live rounds on set while everybody was, and right? And the only people who get to say I don't know about that are the people who didn't participate or maybe can say they heard some rumors. But I mean, guns are fucking loud, and you are not going to hear it fired off. And I know it's New Mexico, which is why I think they did it. They couldn't have done it in like Manhattan or L.A., right? And they do those giant tents, not tents, hangars, where they right. But this is out under the clear blue sky. And if you've ever been on a set, there's a lot of downtime. You sit around and chill. I used to love HBO because they were paying me like $100 a day, right, to do nothing. Not really $100 a day. It was I would be on the set for 12 hours and I would get like $25 an hour. And I would do about 3 hours worth of work. And then I would sit there while these guys rigged lights, or sit there while these guys redressed this, shot extras, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and you only put 5 bullets in and keep one empty for safety. Yeah. And that was another thing. They were talking about they think someone he said he didn't check the gun. And oh my God. This whole thing just seems like the worst. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think Baldwin's gonna pay a price for this. Right? Baldwin's not gonna pay a price for this. And there's always the people who come out in grandstand. Oh my God, guns on the set, and I can't believe it. And oh, the children, right? There's all types of prop guns, right? There's hard rubber ones that look real, so you can put it to people's head, or you know, uh, shoot it lying on the ground and covered in blood. You just wipe it off. Versus real guns, which are steel and rust and all this. And then the real guns, which are supposed to shoot blanks for like movie effect, right? And then you up those sounds later in in post. But how big of an explosion do you need? And I think they fill the blank with so much powder just because it fits the casing. You don't want to make new casings for blanks with less gunpowder space, right? It's like a one and done kind of. So you just kind of go, we'll just not put the lead bullet on top of it, and we'll just put a paper tab on it or a plastic tab on it. And by the way, those things come out of that barrel at, fucking 1,500 feet a second. They hurt like fuck. Apparently, they were saying the girl let off a round while she was working with Nicolas Cage and freaked him out. Which she's absolutely right. Guns, there are. I told you the story about on the range with the lady, and she adjusted her glasses with the gun because her hat was going over her face, and she was like, "Yeah," like her hand right here, and the gun like with the instructor almost lost his shit as soon as like she put out everybody. Put your guns. What the fuck? As soon as you put your what the fuck? Because you don't want to be like, hey, and have it go bam. So yeah, gun discipline is a thing too. People waving at people and leaving in stupid places, not just trigger discipline. And this is a trigger. I wouldn't even say this is trigger discipline. He was in a movie told to point the gun at. And by the way, people always say, "Why are you pointing the gun at the?" Let's do a couple of these. I'm gonna show you one of the oldest Hollywood scenes. The Great Train Robbery, silent films. This scene with this guy, where is it? Where this guy points the gun at the camera. Hold on. Let's make this bigger. I want you all to see it. First of all, The Great Train Robbery contributed Porter Edwin S. Productions, 1862. What? Oh, that's his birthday. I was about to say, there's no film cameras around there. 1860, 1940. See, he died in 1946. He lived to see a lot of it. 1880, 1971. He must have been the boy. All right. When was the 1909? All right, good. So when Edison tried to like corner the market on film, and he couldn't. Thank God. Edison Edison was the first to make movies, and he made this one. 1903, Great Train Robbery. This scene, because remember how new movies were, right? They would take them to the jungle and show people a train, and people would jump out of the way thinking that the train was going to hit them. This was the same thing here in the West because they had never seen this. Oh, good Lord. I thought this was the scene, but I guess not. Hold on. Anyway, it's 11 minutes. And it's pretty good shit. I wonder if we can watch it. I wonder if this is in the public domain. It should be. Yeah. And back in silent films, they use blanks so you can see the smoke, right? But I love the death scenes. Like, hey, let's go to the first one. The way he dies. No, he doesn't. Who was the other guy? One guy like just throws his hands up, does a twirl. It's so awesome. Classic. Here, so good, so good. Um, I almost want to watch this with you guys, but I'm not going to. I want to find that. I'm going to find this later, but I want to. Great Train Robbery. Oh, here it is. Oh man, they did it in color. Lame. Why'd you colorize it? Lame. All right. Yeah, this is it. Oh, here we go. Good Lord, you're not even up. What is wrong with me? All right, so here we go. Mind you, blanks in a real gun. 1903. Great Train Robbery. This is the original one in black and white. That's the good stuff, right? So that image is 120, 19 years old, 119 years old. Yeah, having an actual gun on set and with, but you don't want it. Why don't you have a real gun with real bullets on a movie set? It's the land of make believe. What are you doing? Oh, we're just fucking around and playing. Yeah, it's gonna cost you now. It's gonna cost you. A woman is dead. And I thought they shot in the abdomen because she was bending over with the camera, and then it hit him in the shoulder because women aren't as tall as men, so it has to be an upward trajectory. And they say he was sitting down, right? Let's drop this a little bit. They say he was sitting down to do this draw thing, so that's why I thought she was like on the camera. Uh, but apparently he caught her in the chest. What? From 3 feet? Not like what is that? 4 feet away? Ooh. Not awesome, boys and girls. Totally not awesome. Uh I don't even know what to tell you. This whole thing is fuckery. And we've seen celebrities, normally they just do themselves in with alcohol or some shit a car accident, a million kids, right? Um, but every now and then, that guy from The Wire killed his wife, right? No one really cared, but he was a small time actor. Uh, what's his name? Killed that girl, put a gun in her mouth, right? He just died, not just died, but he died of COVID. Phil Spector, right? So every now and then they fall from grace. And you never know who or why or what they did. O.J. Simpson uh, did not fall from grace because he was found innocent, which means he didn't do anything wrong. Ha ha. Ooh, 3 gunshots. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. Wow. What was that? Normally that's weird in my line of work because important choices are coming in VA. Will you speak out? No, I won't. Um, because usually you don't get that many gunshots from a standing location, right? By that I mean you're going to get a running gun battle because once the gunshot goes, the neighbors call the cops, and this is how you would know a call is not fake. All of a sudden, your dashboard lights up, and 100 people go, "Oh my God, there was a shooting on Main Street and First, wherever you live, right? Broadway in Maine. Every town has a Broadway, every town has a Main Street." Um, if it's one guy saying that, you go, "Okay, we'll send a car." But if your whole board lights up, you tell all the police, "Yeah, we're getting numerous calls of a mass, a gunplay, a lot of firing at this location." And then you hear in the distance all the sirens coming, woo, 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 woo. Right? Everything leads clues. Everything has reactions to it. Um, they may not be equal reactions, but they are reactions. Uh, so yeah, her whole "I'm bad with guns, but I'm a gun, I'm an armorer" is just wow. Uh, and the director, I mean, and she did this before, right? Like, I mean, she let around fly. The director has other like issues like this, but yeah, I think they're looking to pin this on somebody. Sometimes there are accidents, right? The person who pulled the trigger, no one meant to kill. It's like she owed anybody money, right? So a DA could have, you know, took the idea of sympathy for these people and was like, this is just fucked up and wrong. And it's horrible, but yeah, no one's criminally negligent for this. Others will be like, well, in a broad reading of the law or a loose reading of the law or absolutely right reading of the law, right? I mean, the whole thing about the law is why it's so dirty is lawyers and judges get all this leeway, and then their friends come to town and they don't, it, and then it got to the point where it got so bad, people demanded like a code of conduct on these people, right? So now, and this is real recent, this wasn't in the 40s or the 50s, but somewhere around the 60s and the 70s now, you have to recuse yourself, and that wasn't all done like 50 years ago. And people can go to jail. They made some laws where you, the judge or the jury, not jury, well, there's always been laws about the jury doing something good, going to jail. Some people, the John Gotti second trial went to jail because he had probably apparently bribed them, and then they found out that they had been bribed later by a wiretap because everybody brags about shit. I'm like, they're watching you. Why are you talking about this shit? Yeah. So they were average everyday, and I guess it was like take the money or take the bullet. Then what you do then is you take the money, and the very next day you go to the feds. I hate to say it because if you don't and go, well, I was scared, the feds are just going to throw you in jail. The feds are a bigger monster than the mafia. But here's the thing, they've been incompetent recently. They have. right? Local police departments have lost confidential informants. They had one FBI guy who was tight with that guy who was with Whitey Bulger. He went to jail, right? He started his whole career out above board, and then the closer you get and money and power and all this, hey, aren't we friends stuff? And you begin to lose the thread. And that's what a lot of people believe what has happened in the courts. And now you still have the same thing with the police, right? You want somebody to look into it so it's not this plantation system of we can kill whoever we want. They killed the 8-year-old girl. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like the song says, we can work it out. I know that's a love song. Okay, Rush shooting invest. Do we want to read this whole thing? All right, maybe we should read it online and not on my phone. Ugh. Good Lord. Today. Gotta see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking? Russ in Kingston. Man killed in plans road shooting identified. Mugger shoots man in the leg on the subway station at Union Square 3 days ago. During rush hour. People, I'm telling you, man, people don't have any parents or anybody to raise them, and then they just fucking watch movies. And America does nothing but make violent and stupid movies. So and sex, right? So all they want to do is fucking shoot shit and fuck. And then by the time they realize they just got a 30-year sentence on it, they wonder, your whole, like I said, your whole life becomes getting out of jail, getting parole, which is bullshit. Did they find him? 1 day ago. It happened 3 days ago. A New York City man charged in connection with 3-day crime spree, including a subway shooting and a bank robberies. Damian Williams, United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Michael J. Driscoll, the Assistant Director in charge of New York. Okay. Dermot Shea, the Commissioner of New York NYPD, announcing Damon Bailey was arrested at Union Square subway station 1 day after allegedly shooting a fellow train rider during rush hour at the station. Today, Bailey was charged in a criminal complaint with being a felon in possession of a firearm in connection with a subway shooting and an attempted deli robbery. With robbing 2 banks in Manhattan at gunpoint on October 25th in 2021 and October 26th, 2021, and brandishing a firearm in connection with those bank robberies. Bailey was presented today at Manhattan Federal Court before United States Magistrate Judge Barbara Moses. United States Magistrate. All right, so yeah, all that shit is gonna get him 700 years in 3 days. Let's do the numbers on this. He shot a guy in the leg, but he shot a guy. That's gonna get you 15 years, if not 25. But now, man, some of these people don't make any sense with the shit that they do. He robbed 2 banks. A bank robbery gets you 25 years. That's 50 years right there, right? Held up a deli. That I think that'll get you 15. Shot a guy. That'll get you 15 to 20. So I'm thinking he's looking at like 90 years off the top, off rip, if they were fair to him, and they won't be fair to him. So he's gone forever. Shot some random dude in the leg. Too many movies, Bunny. Too many movies. Shooting wife to death in home. Yeah, look at this. Penn Station. What is wrong with people? NYPD August 1st. People are ridiculous. People are really ridiculous. I tell you, you will pass 1,000 cameras and you will have to run into a space, take your mask off, and then act like nothing happens. And then they'll go, oh, there he is without the mask and the same shoes and pants and shirt. He dashed into that alley. We got 4 fucking ring cams who saw him do it. I mean, people aren't even trying to get away with shit anymore. They really aren't. They're not. Ooh, this is not good. Ooh, this is not good. Oh, he's just lying there. Why is he lying there? Oh my God, what happened to him? That is a dire looking picture. What is this? They don't give you any background. Oh, here we go. Police of the organized front. So the Jacob Blake. Okay. All right. This is Kenosha. This isn't even recent. We can get rid of this. Yeah, people are fucking ridiculous. Oh, Alec Baldwin spotted shopping in Vermont. He's in Vermont after deadly rush shooting. How about this? What, you're shopping and crying, Alec? How about this? You wear a hoodie, you wear a mask like everybody else, hoodie and dark glasses. Even better, why don't you hire an assistant? You're a millionaire. I've never had an assistant. I'm going to need one now because the paparazzi are going to be all over this. This, oh my God, it strikes me as so insincere as to be ridiculous, quite frankly. Let's look at this. Oh, yeah. How about that? We're going to redo this. Yeah, okay, so we're going to read this. All right, here we go. Let's flip these bitches. All right. Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza said on Thursday, that the assistant director, the armorer, and Alec Baldwin are the focus of the investigation into the death of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins on the set of Rust from the prop gun fired by Baldwin last week. Nobody's been cleared as of yet, Mendoza told Savannah Guthrie. And Savannah Guthrie is also a lawyer, by the way. Again, there are 3 people that handled the firearms prior to the death of Miss Hutchins. So those people will be interviewed and are the focus of the investigation. And so nobody's been cleared as of yet. First of all, I don't know if that sounds lazy. This sounds lazy. You have to track this further back to the last 3 people who touched it. Right? You might also want to know who brought 500 rounds onto set. Was it this armorer who's scared of guns? Then she's a bullshit artist and she likes guns. She's just incompetent, right? So was it the director? Was he playing with the guns? This. Nobody's been clear yet. 3 people have handled the firearm prior to the death of Miss Hutchins, so those people will be interviewed and are the focus of the investigation. So nobody can be cleared yet. Yeah, there should be more people. Miss Hutchins implies she wasn't married. You can call her Mrs. Hutchins, right? Mendoza announced at a press conference Wednesday that the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office has determined that the fatal shot fired by Baldwin on the set was a live bullet. Really? You determined that, did you? What was the clue? The hole in the lady or the hole in the guy behind the lady? So I'll tell you, sometimes reading like not legal documents, those get all word soupy, but reading like police complaints are just really sort of funny. All right, hold on. This is true. I'm gonna like this. And I want to love you for helping me with the math. Oh my goodness. The math was so bad. All right, so here we go. Mendoza announced on a press conference Wednesday that the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office has determined that the fatal set was live. The rounds traveled through Hutchinson's body, through her chest, and lodged in the shoulder of director Joel Souza, who was standing behind her. I think during the interview and the focus of the investigation is how the live rounds got there. Who brought them there? Where are they? Yeah, who brought them? Where are you? Speak up and come and get your 25 years. because it's look, you got 2 counts of this, right? So her death, even if you just didn't set out the murderer, it's gonna be like 10 years. It's like you're gonna get about the same amount of time, maybe a little more, than you get if you vehicular homicided somebody. And people generally don't get 25 years for that. They get like 10 to 15 if it's egregious, like 8 to 10. But 10 years is a long time in jail if you're not a for anybody. But if you're just some random schlub trying to get from point A to point B, who never committed a crime and won't ever commit another crime, right? Just a fucking the horrible circumstance kind of thing. Turn a corner and hit a child or some stupid shit, not drunk, not high. But people will say, you blew that light because there's lights all over the place. I didn't even see that light. Well, I don't, it doesn't matter if you saw it, you blew it. And someone died because of it. And then at the end of the trial, they'll be talking about they're putting you in jail. The prosecutor will say, look, I know Mrs. So-and-so isn't an evil person and da 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 da, but that's not what this is about. This is about one day Mrs. So-and-so decided not to do the right thing, but right? And they'll make it that. And there you go. And here's the thing. How long did it take to get them help? You know what I mean? You got to call a cops and an ambulance. How long before they got to the scene? Was there even a nurse on set who could do the base minimum shit of compress the entry wound, which is going to be that big, like a pinprick, like as wide as your finger, and the exit wound, which may be that big or this big, right? Or it may, but sometimes it was traveling fast enough that it didn't, but then it kept its whole, like it didn't shatter into like, because it's lead. Lead is not, um, and sometimes it shatters inside your body, right? But it kept its full cohesion and managed to hit the director. Oh, so they took the bullet out of the director. All right. I think during the interview and the focus of the investigation, get your lawyers up. I think during the interview and the focus of the investigation is how the live rounds got there. That's what we were asking on this pod all week. Why there are live rounds on a movie set? There aren't live laser guns on movie sets. That's fantasy, right? The swords are all dull when Conan swings them around. They're not, you know, freaking Ginsu knife sharp, right? Hit with a bat. The bats are generally rubber. They look real though, right? Why is there light bullets on set? I think during the interview and the focus of the investigation is how the live rounds got there. Who brought them there? Where were they? Mendoza said. Baldwin was handed a Pieta long Colt rifle. He was told was safe. Now, and here's another thing about this. I would be less likely at trial to find Alec Baldwin responsible for this. He was handed this. It's not like he said, "Ooh," you know what I'm saying? So I'd be less likely to hold him accountable. Um, the assistant director, I wouldn't hold him accountable either. I would hold the armorer accountable. I don't see how it's not. Look, listen. How can it be Baldwin's or the director's fault and not be her fault? Well, they're her boss. Yeah, but still, how can you find him guilty and not her? She's in charge of the guns. At the very minimum, she's in charge of the freaking guns. Ah, how do you do it? I don't think you can. Baldwin was handed a Pieta. Let's look up this thing because we Pieta Pieta long revolver. Yeah, see, some got long barrels, some got short barrels, but nonetheless, a fucking gun is a gun. Pieta. 1851 Confederate Navy revolver. Yeah, look at these bullets. So, oh my, I hate when they have tiny little. Some of these things, I mean, the bullets are like those snubby ones, like these, but some of them have a like a point. These will crash into you. The other one will slice into you. Oh man, the art of us killing each other is fairly freaking awesome. Look at this. It's a good looking rifle. A rifle, good looking gun. Yeah, I don't see how it's not Alec Baldwin's fault. Give me just a second. I'll be back in 10 seconds. All right, so we've got a breeze going. I just wanted to take advantage of it by lighting a couple of incense. I've decided to stop burning fire in here. I have a big thing about elements: earth, wind, fire, and water, because I'm a weirdo. So I like incense, and I like drinking a lot of water, and I like running and sweating and all that. Get back to life shit. It served me well until it didn't. All right, I'm gonna stick these back in the other room. Do I even want to? Yeah, I don't. I'll stick these back in the other room. So yeah, but I don't think they're gonna find Alec Baldwin guilty, and not because he's rich and famous. I just think it doesn't make any sense that. I mean, like if you uncovered he was having an affair with her, and then all this other movie Hollywood stuff where you're like, what? And then he secretly slipped that in there. What? Oh my God, Alec Baldwin actually meant to. No, it looks like someone down the chain fucked this up. You know what I'm saying? Baldwin was handed a Pieta Long Colt rifle. So I guess the Pieta Long is the long barreled Colt, right? He was told was safe to use before he squeezed the trigger, Mendoza said Wednesday. He added that the investigation believed they had the firearm in their possession as well as the spent shell casing from a deadly bullet. You believe you have it? What, do you think they swapped it out? You have the gun and the bullet. If they found out that this was not the gun and the bullet, why would they lie about that? My God. They also found a 9mm, right? Why do you have a 9mm on a Western set? What's the 9mm for? Yeah, this whole thing looked like a shit show from the start. Gutierrez Reed showed Hall the firearm, but Halls could only remember seeing 3 rounds. He told detective he should have checked all of them, but couldn't recall if Gutierrez Reed spun the drum off the gun. Why would you spin the drum of a gun? First Judicial District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwise says she has not ruled out potential criminal charges, even if there was no criminal intent. There could still be charges if there's evidence of willful disregard for the safety of others, and that they call it willful disregard. In yeah, we call it something different in New York. It's just in my head right now, but it's the idea of look, if this is murder, right? I get my gun and I look out the window, random people, and I shoot people dead. That's just fucking open murder. You knew what you did. You point your gun out the window and you pulled the trigger. You knew the ramifications, the consequences of what you were doing, right? Versus if I'm just sitting here with my gun and I fire rounds up in the air and those bullets come down and you kill somebody, right? Willful disregard of people. Maybe you didn't know that they were going to come down, but firing a gun up in the air is dangerous and they could come down and kill somebody, right? You didn't mean to drink and drive, but you knew drinking and driving can kill people, and you did it. Now here you are. You know, you had no disregard for these people. Speeding. People routinely drive to. One guy got 10 years for speeding. He was a and then when he got out, they banned him for driving. So now he can't drive ever again. It's ridiculous. Uh yeah, willful disregard. We just can't say that at this point because I think she's saying that now to keep everyone on their toes. Lori Lofton pays $500,000 for college tuition of two students after admission scandal. So, oh, Lori, oh, see what she did? She went and paid two other kids, oh, because she's just, oh, look, see, why don't you do this shit before you fucking got arrested for being a man? The shit that people are pushing on you, it really is ridiculous. Yeah, people, yeah. Outrageous, outrageous willful disregard. We just can't say at this point because the investigation is not complete, she told Miguel Almaguer on today's Thursday. We know mistakes happen. We're not exactly sure who did, when they did, and how they did it. Who did, when they did, and how they did it. We're not exactly sure who did, when they did, and how they did it. Maybe you should have left this it off that last one. Then it would have rang better. We're not exactly sure who did, when they did, and how they did. Right? That makes a little more sense. But just put, yeah. Investigators questioned 16 cast and crew members who were inside the church set where Hutchins was killed. There were 16 people in there. That sounds about right. I'm back. All right. I think this thing may shut down again. I've been having issues with my internets. So if it does, I want to say goodbye. And I love y'all. Think of me fondly. And we're here every day, 6:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Uh, and we're here on Sunday, Monday through Saturday, rather. And we're here on Sunday at 7:30 a.m. On Sunday, doing the Sunday session. I don't know what it is. I'm having issues with my internet, which is why this show is called 64 Second. I might go in there and make it 64A or whatever. Uh yeah, Lori Loughlin is full of crap. And she's still around. This is the thing. The bad people never go. You got caught breaking and convicted and you're back making movies and there's no fucking moral standard in this country anymore. It really is not. First Judicial District Mark Cormack authorized says she is not ruled out potential criminal charges. Right. Who did they did? Okay, we were here and now we're here. Investigators 16 cast members, 500 rounds of ammunition. Why would they not be live rounds? 500. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken. There would have been 500 rounds of blanks. Mendoza, there's a lot of hedging your bets in this article. Mendoza told Almaguer that investigators were not aware of any other live rounds being inside the chamber of the revolver Baldwin used. All right, so let me get this straight. That sentence tells me 5-round revolver, 1 live round, 4 blanks? Or is it 1 live round and no blanks? Because there was definitely a live round in there, right? And if it's empty, you had a 1 in 5 chance of shooting this woman. Why is there 1 live round? Maybe somebody didn't know and they just put that in while they're talking because there were loose rounds all over the place. Oh man, people are going to jail. This whole thing sounds like it's like if someone wrote a movie. You know what? Who was that guy? He wrote Get Shorty. This seems like something he would write. Actually, Alec Baldwin was in Get Shorty. I think the second one, not the first one. Get Shorty is modern film noir. Mendoza told others that they're investigating report that Rust staffers may have been taking live target practice when not filming. Yep. October 28, 2021 at 3:35 p.m. An early version of this story misspelled Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza's name. It is not Adan. It's Adan, not Adam. Adon. Adon. All right. Wow. Do we even want to listen to this bullshit? Lori McLaughlin pays $500,000 for college tuition of two students after admission scandal. Oh, this is so nice. You're gonna keep doing that? 500,000 every year? No, you're not, are you? You might as well have given this to a PR firm. And her husband Massimo Giannulli were among the most high-profile parents charged with paying fixers to get their children into elite schools. By Minnie Von Burke, Minyvonne. This is Vaughn, Vonne. This is Minnie Vaughn. Minnie Vaughn? Wow. What kind of name is that? Hold on. I'm sorry. Before we read this, I'm not being like I'm judging my people do like name wild and out of control. So no, it's not any. It's one in many. Minnie Von Burke. What is Minnie Von mean? Minnie Von meaning pronunciation origins. All right, this is what I'm looking for. Minnie Von name numerology is 5, and here you can. Oh, what? Okay, all right. How to pronounce Minnie Von? All right, voice pronunciation.
Miney Von.
Miney Von. Okay, where's this name come from? Oh, good Lord, I hate when they don't give you any background. They just launch into you are a delicate flower of the universe. What does it mean? All right, I can't even mess with it right now. Um, Actress Lori Loughlin is footing the bill for tuition and fees for two college students less than a year after she was released from prison for her role in the massive admission scandal. Massive. After she got convicted, they dropped the story. Other people got convicted. I don't even know how much the most time any of these people got. Lofton, 57, paid more than $500,000 to put two unidentified students through 4 years of college, according to U.S. Weekly, which was first two students. So what? I'm sorry, but come on. Nothing says I'm using you like two students. And this is the thing. If it doesn't affect a large group of people, go fuck yourself. And it really should. Lawson, a weak representative for the former Full House star, confirmed her contribution, but declined to provide further details. Of course, she did. Laughlin and her husband fighting, paying a fixer to get their children into school. The couple admits that they paid $500,000 to Rick Singer, and wow, Rick Singer is going to do some serious time because aren't you supposed to pay taxes on this money, Rick? And I know you probably did. You, Rick? Did you? Rick Singer and Key Worldwide Foundations to help their daughter Olivia Jade. First of all, what a horrible name, Olivia Jade and Isabella Rose. Isabella Rose is slightly better. Jade and Rose. One is a mineral and one is a flower. Get your fucking mind right. Get into the University of Southern California by falsely portraying them as rowing recruits. According to the federal investigation, Laughlin and Giuliani went as far as pose their doors on rowing machines. Yeah, we know all this stuff. Um, Laughlin was sentenced to 2 months. She was fined 150 grand. So that 500, oh boy, yeah. She wasn't even fined a lot. If they didn't get caught, then it was worth it. If her fine was $150,000 and she spent $500,000, shouldn't her fine be at least 3 times what she? Yeah, all right. 100 hours community service. Her husband was sentenced to 5 months and 250,000. Why did he get more? Why did he get more? And the both of them together, it's only what two? That's three, four. Hold it. Wait, let me do the math now. Yeah, that's $400,000. That's still under what they paid the dude. Man, the American court system is just a fucking club, and I think it's exceeded its welcome with the American citizenry, and there's just more and more anger at the government and the courts, and because of shit like this. they're arrogant about it. The only time they've ever been that arrogant about it is when it was about black people and black lives for all of the history. But after that, they would try and play nice and say, "Oh no, this is unless you were super poor or super poor and an immigrant, Irish, Catholic, or whatever, right?" But there's always something. Not everybody just kind of like these fucking people are ridiculous. Since Laughlin's release, she's gotten back into acting and pulled big $1 million checks like this money was never taken from her. You trying to recover from a $500,000 hit. The whole thing is bullshit. Uh really just yeah, people you would have to be stupid to believe these people. Since Laughlin release, she's gotten back into acting and reprised her role as Abigail Stanton for the second season of When Hope Calls, which originally aired on Hallmark Channel but will now be broadcast on GAC Family Channel. What is GAC Family Channel? In the midst of the scandal, Hallmark Channel parent company said they had terminated development of all productions with Laughlin. When Hope Calls is a spinoff of Hallmark's When Calls the Heart. When Calls the Heart, which starred Laughlin as Abigail. She was written out of the show after 6 seasons over her involvement in the scandal. And she's right back to it. Didn't miss a stride. Tell you, two justice systems, people. I am starving. I have not eaten all day. I have been stressing all day. My internet crashed and now I'm starving. And I think we have 5 minutes. I might be able to hang out for 5 minutes. So, other than that, who's in the chat? Anybody want to say anything? It's good to see you, Brian. I'm sorry I was ranting. It's good to see you. So, yeah, I think people are going to jail in this. I don't think it's going to be Alec Baldwin. And it's super not likely to be the director. Uh, I hate to say it, I think it's going to be the 24-year-old Armor Girl. And I hate to say it, this is one of those times when sisters are doing it for themselves. Look, I've worked at a lot of places and I have seen a lot of nonsense. People take care of people who should be taken care of because their jobs are too serious and they get taken care of. Then, you know, the roof caves in and all of a sudden you're standing out there by yourself. Jury awards $10 million to executive who said a former executive who said he was fired because he was white. Texas nurse given death penalty after killing 4 patients by injecting them with air. Ugh. Why? 4 people. Why? You were having a bad day? I hate my job. Fuck work. 4 people. God, seriously, stop punching flight attendants. They're flight attendants, right? They're not stewardesses anymore. Stop punching flight attendants in the face. Surgeon who tried to buy kids off mother surgeon claims he was high on ecstasy laced with meth. See, that's not the way that works. You can't go, oh, I'm sorry, I did the thing I did. I was drunk or high and I wasn't in my right. If I was in my, the government doesn't care. It's just a further admission of guilt. It's not an aggravating factor. You tried to buy kids, you freak. Police surround home in Cypress Park as resident shelter in place for what? Why? Man shot dead in hail of gunfire over crypto mining rigs, police say. Really? This sounds like it's happening in Europe. According to reports, a cryptocurrency miner in Abkhazia shot and killed his friend while trying to ward off thieves trying to steal his equipment. On October 20th, a man opened fire on people attempting to steal his cryptocurrency mining equipment in the Abkhazia region bordering Russia. According to the police, the man killed one of his own friends while fending off the attackers and is now in custody. That's like Suge Knight running over his friend after that fight, and now he's in jail doing 25 years. Yeah, people just don't know when to stop the bullshit. You could have been chilling in your giant mansion doing whatever. Instead, you got 25 years because you ran over your friend. along the Black Sea, where the officials have fighting cryptocurrency miners for years. Electricity in the country is 10 times cheaper than in neighboring Georgia, and miners have flooded the area and stressed the power grid, leaving to rolling blackouts. The problem is so bad that the, Abs, the Abkhazia has estimated there's one crypto mining facility for every 400 residents. God, yeah, that's ridiculous. Get on your shit. QAnon is 4 years old and believers are still waiting for Hillary Clinton's arrest. Look, don't be so fucking arrogant and naive. If you can arrest Donald Trump, you can arrest Hillary Clinton. I mean, the only difference is you're looking really, really hard at one and you're not looking at the other at all. Family of Minnesota woman killed in 1980. Police to advance cold case. Good Lord. Oh my God. I'm just flipping through some of the news. Remains found in California that identifies as those of missing Lauren Cho. Huh. Oh, here's the latest. Andrew Cuomo to be charged over alleged groping a former aide. Groping? You're gonna charge him, send him to jail? Ah, God, the Democratic Party is a fucking shit show. Yeah. Look, I'm tough on crime. Everybody goes to jail. Everybody. Really? Everybody? Every single body? Even your friends? Should he go to jail? I don't know. Jail. Man. They arrested Cuba Gooding Jr. He's on trial for groping. There's video. You know what it is? They were in a bar, right? And she was sitting on his lap. And I hate to say this, but I've done this. Had a lady sit on your lap and touch them and they're hugging you and they're kissing you on the neck and you're that's what it looked like they were doing. Then the next day it's like, oh my God, I was the victim of a horrible thing. You're like, wow. So yeah, the modern age of dating and marriage and all this takes place in this environment. It's pretty freaking interesting. That's dating. That's Cuba Gooding Jr. That's not your boss touching your ass. I'm not saying that. All right, I'm going to be clear before people get all loose and goosey on me. Biden's plan will give e-bike buyers $1,500 in tax credit. That's not what people wanted, though. That's not what you failed. You suck. How serious is big tech's promise to Black America? Look, listen. Don't hire any Black people, big tech. I'm telling you. Don't. It's not worth it. And besides, that's not what this was supposed to be about. It wasn't supposed to be begging for jobs from people. It's supposed to be able to build it ourselves. Everything we build sort of gets swiped out from under us. And then you hire Black people and put them on TV and go, hey, see, we're not racist. We got this Black guy. The whole environment has gotten goofy beyond, I don't want to say goofy beyond repair, but man, it's definitely not above reproach. How come freaking Tom Cruise is always showing up at people's weddings? Mind your business, Tom Cruise. Not Tom Cruise. Tom Hanks. You know what an asshole you would look like if you were like, why is Tom? He steals your thunder. $40 million gift will help first generation students at university. See, this makes more sense, right? Even though it doesn't affect me personally, somebody gave enough money to affect a lot of people in a location on a college campus versus paying for two of them. So fucking bullshit. It really is. And hey, let's be clear. The education system is a racket. It's a racket. There you go. Yeah, it's a racket. It's too expensive. You should not have to go in debt so deep that it's worth a house. I get a car. Oh man, my car cost me $30,000. My education, my BA, my yeah, and BA, right? My BA cost me as much as a car. That makes sense to me. You pay a car off in 5 years, right? You should be able to pay your college education off after you get out in an additional 5 years. You go to get a master's, maybe that's a more expensive, right? Maybe you can pay that off in 10. But the idea that you have to pay that shit off for 30 years while you're trying to build a life is ridiculous. Joe Biden has to clean up his own mess in Europe, not just Donald Trump. What is his own mess? Okay, we're back. Oh, good lord. So I'm having internet issues, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologize for it. Um, but before we go, we're gonna end this. We've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. Normally we stream for an hour and 10. We're gonna go. So this is the thing about your history. Oh, good lord, where's the story? It's not gonna. The story's not gonna come up. So Rosa Parks, who's famous for sitting on the bus, was the second person to do it, and they swapped her out for Claudette Colvin, who the NAACP thought was too young and wouldn't make a good like representative for this struggle, right? So they went with Rosa Parks. Personal uh, uh, connection. Rosa Parks is my brother's wife's people, right? So me and my family have always held civil rights people in high regard, and to find that uh, my brother quite like just by random rolls of the dice married in and know her. He knows her. She knows him well. She passed away, but she knew him very well. She knew my little brother. She knew my brother well. So throwing no shade at her, I want to make sure, because if I did, I'm pretty sure my brother, who does not watch the show, shame on him, would give me a piece of his mind, and I don't really need to fucking have that. Thanksgiving is coming up. There's gonna be enough drama already. Here's another thing before we leave. This guy is officially become annoying. He's arrogant in America, and he's a South African through Canada who now lives here on all this money. And he's telling you how he doesn't want to pay these taxes. Go make South Africa great. This is my problem. People just show up with this from other places. They put no pain or struggle in this place. They just start demanding that you start doing shit for them, and it makes me crazy. It really makes me crazy. Uh, it's a oh free game. Yep. All right. Close this. Oh, we're not streaming. Yeah, well, we are streaming, but we're not. I'm not showing you this thing that I was going to. What is going on here? Is this a horror game? Free, Dark, Complete Edition. Dark tells the story of Lloyd, a boy who becomes aware of the fact that he's dreaming. To Lloyd's misfortune, the dream quickly turns into a nightmare, and all the attempts to wake up end in failure. While exploring the darkest corners of the subconscious, Lloyd learns how to survive the nightmares by bending the laws of physics and manipulating the fluid fabric of the dream world. Woo! I'm going to take it anyway. I don't play horror games because I'm a giant wuss boy. Um, and I'm scared of everything. Come on, do it before my Wi-Fi. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right, so we can shut this down. Let's wrap this thing up. I want to thank everybody for coming through. I want to thank Texas Snow Bunny, who's always awesome to see her, and Brian for coming through for a little bit. Um, we talked about all the stuff. We talked about all the things. Oh yeah, so we got to get out of here before my Wi-Fi goes out again. I don't know. Look, my Wi-Fi goes up, but my router shouldn't. It's my router shut, so it doesn't make any sense. All right. Remember, we got storms rolling through, and your Friday is coming. It's going to be here in about 5 hours. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Remember, we always tell you do something interesting with your weekends. Hike, go out, play volleyball. People make you think you look funny, but no one does anything. When I was a kid, we used to play in the street. The kids aren't playing in the streets anymore. They either in organized shit, which is bad, I think. I mean, do something, come up with your own fun. You don't need some 50-year-old man telling you to run laps or whatever. Um, I like video games too, but come on, you should be able to do both. You should be able to come up with your own fun, be part of a group fun, and be what is it? Be when you're by yourself. Be good in your solitude, not still in your solitude. Just good. If you're alone, oh, I'll paint, I'll draw, I'll play basketball by myself, I'll practice my hoop. It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm alone, I'm zen, oh, any of that stuff. I just think that the bad people are winning, and everybody has become a pod person. All right, so don't be a pod person. It's your weekend. Nobody says you have to walk 40 miles. Go out and walk half a mile, walk a mile, walk up, or go into a cool place. If you want to go to a place, go get sandwiches at a place that you would think about going to, and then get those sandwiches and take them to the beach and eat them there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, I will be back tomorrow. Guess what time? Guess what time? 7:30. No, almost had me. 6:30. Monday through Saturday, I'll be here 6:30. Sundays, I'm here 7:30 a.m. for the Sunday session. Please come through for the Sunday session. All right. Again, you make me feel better. I was having a stressful day. The freaking Wi-Fi and the internet connection and the blah blah blah. It's hard to stream to you without an internet connection. It really is. Yeah. I'm going out on a limb saying that if that happens, I probably won't be able to stream to you. I'm gonna go and watch some of the football. Some of the football. I'm gonna go and watch the football game, and I wish you well, and I will see you tomorrow. Like and subscribe, and come on back for more of this. Get in the chat next time. Say some stuff. Shoot your mouth off. Let the world know that you're here. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one. And the next one is tomorrow, 6:30. Peace, homie and homie.